all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Babylon, Babylon. At my window all I see is Babylon. On the news all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon.
And this is John, chapter 19, verse 14. And it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour. And he said unto the Jews, Behold your king. And that was Pilate talking about Yahushua. And this is about how Yahushua is supposed to reign over Israel. But you know good niggas don't want that to happen, because you're appointing these other nations over you. And this is verse 15. But they cried out, Away with him, away with him, crucify him. Pilate say unto them, Shall I crucify your king? The chief priest answered, We have no king but Caesar. And that's what you know good niggas said. And that's what you know good niggas are doing today. You 2/3. You so-called African Americans. You so-called Native Americans. You so-called Mexicans. You are at the forefront of this thing, going out there and voting. Going out there and voting for a country that has you in slavery. But you don't get it. You don't understand. And now, we are steady pushing forward. Because you're the same government you just voted for purchased 50,000 RFID chips. And you are going to accept this RFID chip through way of convenience. Because it's going to have all your medical records on it. It's going to have your money on it when the economy crashes. It's going to have everything about you on it. Okay? And this is Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. When the economy crashes, they're going to bring this thing out and make it mandatory. they are going to make the RFID chip mandatory if you don't have it already. Because the Swedens are chipping up. And you gonna want this chip because you could pay simple bills with a hand swipe. Because you can swipe your hand across the door and unlock your door, your phone. That's what this damn devil is working towards. And with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles and great millstones. And shalom to the hopefully elect.
Wow. That small guy can touch it, yeah. Look at that.
Stefan Ray works for Sweden's largest train operating company, the first in the world to begin using microchips that sit underneath the skin as train tickets.
This microchip implant sits right here.
That's it?
That's it.
And it's under your skin?
It's under my skin.
Okay, here comes the ticket officer. This is our chance to see if that works.
Each passenger with a microchip must be registered with a membership number. The microchip holds this number, and when the inspector scans the chip, the ticket comes up in her validation app.
It's there? So it shows the tickets, our names, and it all came from that, yeah.
So what about privacy?
The solution we found was that if we just put the membership number, that won't be telling anyone anything about you outside our company. There's no transmitter here, so you can't be tracked like with a GPS or something.
So far, around 3,000 people in Sweden have a microchip.
In theory, you could use the microchip implant to replace a lot of stuff. I mean, your credit cards, the keys to your house, the keys to your car.
The Twilight Zone, Black Mirror, nope, just reality. Up next, we'll tell you about a Wisconsin company that's planning to stick microchips into the bodies of its own employees. Stay tuned.
A dairy cow that talks to farmers. What kind of sorcery is that? It's not the magic wand kind. It's the RFID collar and Internet of Things kind we created with Chiddly Dairy. So every cow can let farmers know how she feels and what she needs to be healthier. All with a simple text. Ta-da! Magic can't make digital transformation happen, but we can. That's the power of VMware, part of Dell Technologies.
The terrifying future of every 80s science fiction movie has finally arrived. A vending machine company in Wisconsin is offering to implant its employees physically in their bodies with microchips. 3 Square Market says the chips, which are about the size of a grain of rice, can be used to access computers, operate printers, or buy goods from vending machines. Todd Westby is the owner of 3 Square Markets. He's welcoming us to the brave new world, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Westby, thanks a lot for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me, Tucker. Glad to be here.
So, I mean, on the one hand, of course, I salute your, American innovation. On the other hand, I shiver in horror at the level of control you'll have over your employees once you implant microchips in their bodies. Why would you do that?
Well, that's really a misconception regarding the microchips. They're not GPS devices. We cannot track them in the workplace at all. They're basically used for conveniences that happen at the workplace and around the world. There are really no tracking devices at all, and we can't trace them anywhere.
Yeah. Leaving aside the fact that, of course, I don't believe you, why not just give your employees cards? Do they not have pockets in their clothing? I mean, why would you want to inject them with something like this?
They have access to proximity cards, which will do the same thing as a chip. They also have access to password or PIN pads with 4-digit logins that will get them in the building. However, it's much more convenient to a lot of our employees, being a technology company of break room markets and payment systems. It's the convenience factor that our employees are really in favor of.
Do you tattoo them with anything?
No, we do not. It's basically a implant that goes right beneath the skin between your thumb and your forefinger.
Now, if an employee had this implanted in his or her hand and then left your company, quit, could you pull them back using the chip? Could you instruct them to come back?
No, we cannot. Chances are they'll probably keep the chip in because we have a lot of non-employees that are actually going to be implanted with the chip on Tuesday next week, along with we've had calls from several hospitals and about over 20 businesses that are very interested in getting this chip.
Now, how you can change their opinions with these chips or their thoughts with the chips?
Well, we don't change their opinions or thoughts with this chips at all. No, there's no frequencies, no, weird science that happens with it. It's just basically an RFID chip that has to be held within 6 inches of a proximity reader. And earlier you mentioned passwords and people having access to them.